Hey Sagittarians, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your general reading here. Just for this round, we're going to be looking at the whole month of February because your girl Lady Crow's going on vacay. Okay. Let's talk about your meditation. Fascinating. Get ready. I'm going to mispronounce something because it came up in meditation and I looked on Google and I don't think I can pronounce it, but here we are. Anakset Amen, the wife of Tutankhamun and the half-sister of Tutankhamun, actually, Anakset Amen. Came up in your meditation. I was like, what is happening? I got this distinct feeling of, listen, there's two speeds, there's two energies that I'm feeling. So we have the masculine energy and the feminine energy, okay? So the masculine energy is about getting her done, right? Action, movement forward. Think about the sun, right? The sun warms and heats, but you can't look directly upon it. You burn your eyes out. So it's a really intense, forward, masculine energy. Then you have the moon, the Luna, which invites you, the feminine energy, to look upon her beauty, right? She does reside over the darkness, right? So we have those two energies here, which is about receptivity, right? And then activity forward, so giving and receiving. There is this distinct feeling of your opportunity right now is to forge a balance between those two energies within and for yourself. That is what the wholeness feels like for you. That is what inner harmony feels like for you, which is probably likely because you might be, and this is usually the case, darlings. Like, let me just be very clear about that. Like, at any given time, we can be a little bit more in our masculine energy where we're paying them bills and getting it done and reaching out and wanting to know the answers and making it happen and giving advice and talking and putting it out there. Or we can be more in a feminine energy where we're not really feeling like we want to go for anything. We just feel the nurture and to pull in and we're receiving, we're being there for others, but we're just kind of like taking it in a little bit more passive energy in that feminine energy. I'm really hearing that the time is ripe for achieving a harmony between those two energies. And I feel like they brought up Anakset Amen, God forgive me, because she, if you know anything about her story, her husband and her half-brother, Tutankhamun, was a boy pharaoh of Egypt, and kind of a tragic tale. And I won't go on and on about it because this isn't history class. But she was not able to be. She tried to be the master of her own destiny and was unsuccessful at doing so. Okay? She was put into this feminine energy of you're going to do what we say, you're going to, which is a shadow energy of feminine energy. I'm talking about that's like all feminine energy, but she was forced into this place where it was like, a lot of masculine energy putting into a place of submissiveness where she had very little say. I think she was married at age 10 or something crazy to her half-brother husband. And it was a lot of you're going to do what we say and this is what it is. And I remember that she wrote the enemy of her people at a certain point after her half-brother husband Tutankhamun was there's a going theory that he was murdered, but he died. And she wrote and said, send me a husband to the enemy clan, like send me a husband because I will not marry, I think she said, I will not marry a servant or someone who worked. She was referring to the someone who worked, a religious advisor or something similar, political advisor. I believe his name was actually. Anyway, she tried to be the master of her own fate and destiny, was unsuccessful at doing so, and had a very tragic tale. And I feel like there's something in that where it's like this feeling of just being in this place of like how masculine energy can manifest in a way that is beneficial is you're being an active participant in your life. You're being an active co-creator. You're getting it done. You're supporting yourself. You're paying your bills. You're not being in a place of inaction, right? You're generating energy like the magician, right? But the shadow energy of that is a lack of also being in a place of patience and receptivity and trust, right? That's what it is. And I feel like you are being called and invited to step a little bit more into you. I feel like it's one or the other. I feel like some of you guys are really in a feminine energy and some of you guys are really in a masculine energy. And it could be different from day to day. It could be different from hour to hour. But I feel like the name of the game here is harmony between those two energies, a balance between action and inaction, a balance between masculine and feminine, right? Now look what you got here. Fascinating. Tarantula. I mean, I would say so, right? Tarantula. I'm also picking up something specific about the divine tarantella. But first about the tarantula. This denotes a certain uncertainty. It's kind of an awkward pace going forward where it's kind of like a baby deer with its legs kind of like akimbo. And it's kind of uncertainty inching forward, right? And I think that this is perfect because this is a beautiful personification of what I was just saying, right? Can we step into a place where, the Sagittarian collective, can you step into a place where you don't necessarily need the map to enjoy the journey? I'm really tapping into an energy of needing to know what happens or needing to know the answers or a desire to have some sort of certainty in a time of great uncertainty. You know who's really good in living in the uncertainty? Feminine energies. And I'm not talking about male or female, by the way. I mean, come on. It's really energy. It really is energy. And as I say that, the Empress. The divine tarantella, historically speaking, was a dance that was done, and this is a little graphic, but when someone would get bit by a poisonous spider, they would do this wild and frenzied dance, and the point was to work up a sweat to sweat out the toxins from the spider bite so that they would, live to see another day and all that goodness. But it's kind of evolved over time, and it was also depicted in an Ibsen play. I feel like was it Dollhouse or Hedda Gabler? Actually, those are two female heroines that were very in their masculine energy as well. I feel like I'm tapping into either feminine that is in high masculine energy or masculine that's in a high feminine. It's something about that, right? And needing to balance that out. But the divine tarantella transformed over time to be a dance of pure ecstasy. I'm feeling a call to tap into your primal nature and operate from a place of feeling and trust and intuition. I'm being taken back to the olden days when there was no social media and you couldn't make plans in advance, so you had to be where you were at any given time. If you went to the watering hole and saw someone cute, if you didn't say something, you probably would never see them again because you couldn't find them on social media or make plans to meet up, right? So there's something to that. Look what we have here. 3 of Swords. Okay. So remember, this is the past energy coming in that may or not affect the present and future, okay? This is where we're coming from with the 3 of Swords. I want to talk about this. 3 is a number of extremes. We already are out of a 3 year, okay? So this is a lot of mental tension that results in heart pain or heart pain that results in mental tension, honey. But either way, it's a bad time. And I don't mean to make light of it. It's just sort of one of those things. And look at the parallels with the color here with the red and the black here, right? I just want to say gray. It just feels like the middle ground is the answer here. It just feels like there's an imbalance of a sort. Okay, beautiful Sagittarians, but this is where you're coming from. And I wonder, there's a sense of wanting to control something, wanting to know the outcome of something, wanting to control the outcome of something, or feeling like you want to control yourself. I do feel like for a lot of you, that's what it is. Wanting to control yourself or keeping kind of a tight rein on how you do and don't act. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to do not enough. So I'm just going to tarantula myself around, kind of boom, ba-dum, you know what I mean? Interesting. Someone's really afraid of doing the wrong thing and getting hurt or showing an aspect of themselves that will be rejected in whatever way. If it's a work context where you're working with people that you're like, oh, I'm not going to show this aspect, or it's a relationship context, or at the bottom is Temperance, which is about balance and harmony, and it's your oh God, I didn't even make that connection. Jeez. You are the Temperance key. You represent balance. Oh God. Obsessed with this. Okay, so it feels like we're, a little out of your natural alignment here, and that's okay. It's just about, and then we have a triangle, Pythagorean realness, 3 sides, and then the 3 of Swords. Interesting. Why do I feel like there's an attachment to the past that is kind of clouding your movement forward? It's either attachment to a past aspect, pain over past hurt, a time when you were vulnerable and were rejected. Something to do with past disappointment or something wasn't what you thought it was, really hurt. And now it's kind of affecting how you act and perceive. It's kind of making you a little gun shy, so to speak, in being yourself in an out loud way and in a balanced and harmonious way, right? Something about that. So you have the Queen of Cups. The Queen is the most intuitive queen there is, right? She feels incredibly deeply. Now, news at 9. This is the last reading I'm doing of this round, and I'm telling you, this is a very emotionally charged time on a collective scale, okay? So what that means is at any given point, at any given time, you're going to be surrounded by others who are also feeling super, super deeply, meaning careful that you are able to discern what is and is not your energy. It's important, okay? But you are going to be in a deep place of emotion and intuition and going with your gut. Please follow your gut and your heart around this. Your poor heart with band-aids on it, right? And I don't say that to make light of it. I can feel it. I can feel the past heart pain. I can. Okay? Again with the moon here, and we were talking about the moon and the sun. And the Queen of Cups, like I said, she's the most intuitive one there is. She's also surrounded by starfish, which is an emphasis on the physical, but also wish fulfillment. But I'm really drawn to the starfish in terms of that, an energy of that can be how things look. And I feel like how things look right now isn't necessarily the reality of what they're going to be if you just wait a minute. And I mean that in a positive way. I feel like there's some worst case scenario thinking going on here. We are going into Mercury in retrograde, but it's not a death sentence. It's going to be what you make of it. But there is this propensity to kind of think the worst and a self-fulfilling prophecy around that. Okay? Oh God, look. Look at how this Queen of Cups crow is literally looking at the broken heart. Remember when I said that there's something about past pain or past trauma that is affecting how either the current events or what could possibly happen? It's like the perspective is a little off and it's making you a little gun shy. The remedy around that, like I said, is harmony, balance, but also accepting where you are and where you're not. As these things come up, it's not helpful at all to deny it or try to squelch, what is that word? Squash it, right? I keep feeling like this poor, what is it, Anaxet? This poor woman, I keep feeling her energy here. It's really bizarre. You have more power to manifest what you want to be the outcome than I feel you are currently realizing. And your desired outcome is directly correlates to you being yourself. And within that, remember, true strength is vulnerability. That's where the true strength is. And I'm feeling a fear around being vulnerable. 2 of Wands. Repping your fire sign selves here. This is the blueprint. This is making that blueprint and going, okay, where do we want to go and how do we want to get there so that we can go into the 3 of Wands and forge ahead into the happy unknown. The happy unknown. Ooh, that feels really good. The happy unknown. Some clarifiers here. The happy okay, literally, look at how this is storyboarding. Queen of Cups here, which is repping you, feeling emotional in nature, really tapped into your intuition during this time for sure. Looking to the past, when the forward opportunity, this could be a new person here as well. There's 2 of a kind here, and I literally see her looking to the past where she's still looking to the past. Where this other person is like, do you want to go this way or do you want to go backwards? Don't expect things to be like they were with other people or other situations or even yourself in the past. Am I going to mess this up like I have before? Anything like that. You have a lot more power to step into your magician energy and balance it with your high priestess energy than I'm feeling here. Like you really have the ability to do that. I'm hearing journaling. If you don't journal, please during this time journal. Okay? I'm hearing that because spiders speak very much about the medicinal effects of the written word, journaling, and writing it out. Okay. Also, I'm hearing that, talk it out as well, but I'm really hearing that where you are, I feel like it's going to be a really good remedy to talk it out with yourself from an intuitive sphere. Journal. Okay. Then go talk it out. All right. 3 of Swords. Some of this you can transmute on your own. And it's kind of an important lesson for you to be able to transmute it on your own. Gain that perspective that you might seek through the advice of someone else within yourself. And I just was talking about the magician. Boom, boom, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. What literally did I say? along with these red roses and the romantic love. As above, so below. You are capable of manifesting the exact outcome that is of your highest and best good, but that you desire. Because if you desire it, that means it's in your energy somewhere. It's just about becoming a vibration to it. Okay? Bippity boppity boop. We're going to flip this upside down. Okay? I feel like you feel me. And also, it's kind of like a pen, right? Okay. Yep. You have all the tools at your disposal. Okay? You do. Queen of Cups. Eight of Swords. A mental prison of entrapment to which only you hold the key. Now, this is very clear. Your head is not your friend. Your emotions are. I mean, your head is your friend, generally speaking. I mean, I'm an air sign, so like, I definitely live that life. But in this context, right, you're asked to not see with your eyes, not you, because remember, the swords rule the realm of, you know, the mental and the thought and communication, all that stuff, yeah? You're being asked to derive all of your information and your directives from your intuition and your emotions. Now remember and hear me when I say this, and I've said this before and I shall say it again, that your emotions are the gas that fuel your intuition. So guess what? If your emotions are askew or your emotions are a stormy sea, your intuition's going to be askew and off kilter. See where I'm going with this? This is not a time to come from that's why journaling is so fab, I feel like, for you guys during this time. It's going to take you out of that judge that I keep feeling like a judge is coming in. We all have that. It's a term. It's a thing where it's like we have these self-judges that come in and go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's such a worst case scenario, but it's like get out of your head and into your feelings about it. I know it might feel a bit unnatural as a fire sign. As an air sign, I completely relate to that. I'm a Sag rising, as you know, so I double relate. But it just feels like all I'm doing, guys, is just showing you the remedy as spirit is relaying it. You know what I mean? Like, is this going to be something that passes in a manner that is completely up to you? Yeah, this is up to you how this goes, like, truth be told. But I feel like the gold is that you can turn this tarantula into a divine tarantella. And I do feel like there's someone in your energy that is not going to let you go. And I feel like that's what you're fearful about. And if you're not careful, it can turn into a self-fulfilling prophecy because that's how powerful you are. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay. Turn this tarantula into the divine tarantella. Dance it out. Okay. Drink some wine or some tea, whatever is your zhuzh, right? Listen to some music. Get harmonized with the masculine and the feminine. Do some self-care. You know, be your own counterpart right now so that you can turn around and be a counterpart to someone else, you know, in whatever context that be, right? All right, 2 of Wands. I'm seeing like a brush fire, just a lot of, you know, need of water, right? Need some water. Strength. You don't sigh. So, by the way, we have 2 infinity symbols here. So strength, Leo energy, to clarify the 2 of Wands. You know, again, the strength comes up when you've been through some stuff, okay? This is when you've been through some stuff. Strength is literally deriving strength from the divinity within and around you and understanding that if your inner lion is roaring, look at these red roses. Again, this has something, there is someone in your atmosphere. It's like a romantic thing or it's a job or something that you just has your heart. For some people, that is their job, but trust and believe. There's a change and a transition that's happening. And you're being called to literally ride the wave and balance those inner energies. You can only do what you can do, right? But I'm hearing water. Let your emotion be. I'm hearing that your advice is to be a water sign, okay? And if you think about it, fire is a masculine energy because it transforms and you know, that's the energy of it. Water in itself is more feminine, right? Yeah, you're being asked to be a water sign, okay? That's what I'm getting. Strength. Tame your inner lion, right? Tame your inner lion. There's something about that. But also, I really do feel like there's like someone in your energy that you're having a worst case scenario. This can be a job, a person, a place, a new home, whatever. It's kind of like, don't let your past You have within your ability to not allow the past to be prologue, right? You know that saying, if past proves prologue, I'm feeling like Prospero in The Tempest a little bit. Actually, I feel like that's really spot on. Prospero was all about self-fulfilling prophecy. Talked a lot about it, right? Something about that. Let's get an oracle for you guys. Let's get an oracle for you. Remember, Divine Tarantella. I feel like you could use some good fun as well, where you just get out of your head and you're just in the flow, okay? Nurturing, self-care, patience, okay? Oh, I cannot. Literally, this is what we were talking about. Cue Stevie Nicks. DJ, play that beat. I literally need a DJ to play all the songs that come up. Rhiannon. Ooh. Okay, I won't sing. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. I can't with this. This is quite literally, and look at the moon, La Luna, feminine energy here, unicorn magic, magical, 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 stunning, exactly what we were talking. What have I been saying this entire time? That you have full capability to manifest the outcome in the road ahead. But the key is not to be emasculine about it. The key is to work on your own energy. Get to a place of harmony. Step into a place of trust and allowance. Turn this tarantula into the divine tarantella. Live your best life. Participate in activities that make you feel fabulous. It's going to be different for everybody, right? Let yourself go there. But I'm hearing a literal note. You know, exercise, movement, walking, even swimming, anything that gets you out of your head into your body is going to be really good for you. Okay? No matter what that is. It doesn't really matter. Okay? I'm loving this for you, Sagittarius. You got freaking Rhiannon. Like literally, this woman is wearing a veil full of stars. Okay? You have the power. You absolutely do. I feel it. I wouldn't say it if you know, I don't always say that, but I'm really feeling that here. And expectations are limitations, right? All you can do is show up and allow and accept where you are and where you're not. Expectations are limitations, and you are the author of your own story, okay? We are our choices. Destiny is not something that is foisted upon us and we have no say in or no facility around. No, we are our choices. Choose yourself and the rest will follow. Choose yourself and the rest will follow. Okay? Yes. Okay. Also, indigo and purple, the color of the third eye and the crown chakra. A huge call to tap into your intuition during this time. Okay? Boom. My beautiful Sagittarians, you absolutely got this. Usually a reading like this comes up when you're about to receive something really big. And by the way, sometimes it can be very scary and a bit, you know, I was going to say vom-inducing to get something that you really want. Because a lot of people talk about how to get what you want. Very little dialogue about what to do when you get it and how to work through fears and feelings of self-worth. And, you know, once you get something, it's immediately followed by this fear of what if I lose it? And that's just the way that it is. But again, Divine Tarantella, okay? I'm hearing I'm Every Woman by Whitney Houston. Live your life. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. It's really just energy, yeah? Okay, darlings, this was your general reading. I so hope that this helped and resonated. If so, please let me know in the comments below. You know, very favorite part of this whole shebang is reading through your comments. So please talk to me. And with that being said, thank you so, so much for being here. And as always, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.